Oh, technology. Well, hey there. I'm Steve Hall. This is Steve Hall's Jam from his kitchen. So, gonna play a few songs and tell a few stories, have a little fun during an uncertain time. Okay? So, here we go. Made a little run to the grocery. Back up, buddy, back up. Guy with the cart coming straight at me. Back up, buddy, back up. We did a little dance. Had to maintain social distance. If I have to go, don't want to be because toilet paper rolls. Back up, buddy, back up. You can tell it's a new song. Still rough. Neighbor dropped by to say hello. Back up, buddy, back up. Great to see you now. Please, please go. Back up, buddy, back up. We talked across the fence, but here's a lesson I've taken to heart. We'll all get through this if we stay the freak apart. Back up, buddy, back up. Don't flop on the bus, Gus. Don't listen to Don, Ron. Don't hoard the TP, Lee. Just stay virus-free. Sneeze into your sleeve, Steve. Stop touching your face, Grace. Keep back in PP. Keep the CDC. So that those last lyrics there were from Elizabeth Schuck-Tobin on Facebook. So thank you, Elizabeth. You didn't know I was going to work that into my little number here, but hey. So the reason I'm doing this, I know it's a very uncertain, confusing time. I know that people are afraid. I just want to, tell you, listen, you're going to get through this fine. After you finish watching Tiger King, you're going to find another show to watch on Netflix, okay? But seriously, we're Americans. We'll get through this. Stay safe. Isolate. Don't take any certain risks. Send out a lot of props to all the doctors and nurses, people on the front lines. And finally, just want to mention there's going to be a lot of people out of work because of this. Look up the food bank nearest to you and make a donation if you can. Okay? And it's a pandemic, but honestly, it could be worse. You're putting on your makeup, found yourself a brand new man. Well, honey, better wake up. I'm still part of the plan. We're still wed, even though I'm dead. You're my bride. Zombie love. Zombie love. Graveyard lonely and cold. It's deserted in the night. I'm covered with mold. I look quite a fright. I buzz through the soil in search of a goil that's you. Zombie love. Zombie love. You might think it's kooky or even downright wrong. Yes, it sure is spooky how I learned too long after life is gone. Don't barricade your windows. unlock your doors. Babe, I got this hunger, I want your heart, and so much more. I'm losing my pride as my body falls apart. So babe, I'm really sorry for saying you ain't that smart. Your mind is fine, in fact I'd like to dine on your brains. Zombie love, zombie love, zombie love, zombie love. Thank you. So I hope you all have your adult beverages. You know, since we're stuck inside, I thought I'd do, and we're all behaving ourselves, following you know, the recommendations of our state and local governments, particularly if you live here in Kentucky, you know, nearby. We're near Kentucky. Andy Brashear, great. Listen to his briefings. But anyway, since we're all stuck inside, we're being so loyal, of course I thought I'd do a little song about two small-time outlaws. Baby, stretch your long legs out on the dash. You look real pretty, counting out the last of the cash. We just need a place where we can lay low, drink and screw till the cows come home. In the morning it's another small bank robbery. My daddy said I'd never amount to anything. My face is on posters from Detroit to Abilene. It's funny how they'll give you the cash if you hold up a gun when you politely ask. In the morning it's another small bank robbery. We might go out in a blaze of glory, like Bonnie and Clyde. Like D.B. Cooper, take the cash, step into the sky. All I know, I can't go back to my hits at MIQ. Selling refinanced, storm gutters and new roofs. Baby, there's a state trooper coming up fast. If we're lucky, he'll blow right on past. But slip that gun down by your thigh. Let's play it cool, I don't wanna die. In the morning it's another small bank robbery. In the morning it's another small bank robbery. So everything I'm playing tonight is one of my original songs. I love to play. It makes me happy. I play to make people happy rather than make money, which is good because I haven't made any money at this. So my buddy Mike came back from a trip to Florida, and they had been at this place, he and his wife, and seen this singer-songwriter named Kenny Whalen. And Mike sent me a link to his stuff, and just amazing, talented singer-songwriter. And he had this song called If My Dog Could Drive. And I thought, oh man, that is such a cool title. And I watched the video, and it was this wonderful jazzy song about this guy and his dog, and like the dog can dance, if the dog can dance, if the dog can drive, the dog can pray, all this wonderful stuff. But I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, well, you know, if my dogs could drive, it would not be like this at all, because we're a little bit scruffier. And so my subconscious took that all in, and some weeks later this popped out. If my dog could drive, take me for a ride. I head would be hanging out the window. My hair'd be blowing in the wind. Hey, drive by those girls again. I might bark at the one whose tail is wagging. If my dog could drive, that would be so fine. We'd go out to a bar, never have to worry about a DUI. If my dog could drive, we'd cruise on down the road, tunes on the radio. I might even outlaw. We wouldn't have a care, not today. Sounds like a Robert Earl Keen song. If my dog could drive, but wait, my dog's colored blind. I'd have to yell out, stop and go, at a traffic light. He might snarl at me, get mad and tear his teeth. I'd slip him a treat, it would be alright. If my dog could drive. If my dog could drive. If my dog could drive, I'd send him out to the 9 to 5. Yes, he'd have to make that old payroll. He couldn't do my job He couldn't do my job that well. I can't either. What the hell? Wonder if my boss would even know. Meanwhile, I'd be on the couch at home, eating snacks from a bowl, watching Ellen and Days of Our Lives. When the clock struck 4, I'd start waiting by the door, ready to go for another ride. If my dog could drive. So I had a request. Standard joke, I'm going to keep playing anyway. But yeah, I did have a request. And the backstory of the song is that we have these nieces, very attractive young women. And when they were teenagers, we were surprised they didn't have boyfriends. And so my wife Tricia asked them, you know, why don't you have boyfriends? And one of them said, boyfriends make me nervous. So, of course, I had to write a song about that. I haven't done this in a few years, so you're going to see me look at the lyrics occasionally. Boyfriends make me nervous. It's like a circus, and I feel like a clown walking tightrope. Don't want to be a dope, don't want to slip up and go tumbling down. Do I talk right? Am I dressed right? It's so hard to know when you're 14 to know what to do. When a boy likes you, if he looks at me, should I smile or should I scream? Boyfriends. And what's the plan? If he takes my hand, or even worse, tries to give me a kiss, do I give him a slap or a kiss back? It's so hard to know when you're 14. Girlfriends, boyfriends. Boyfriends. And of course the dad has something to say about it. I'll do my best dad voice here. Boyfriends make me nervous when they they come sniffing around my princess. I was young once, I know what they want. They got big plans, and it starts with a kiss. I'll be in the den, you have her back by 10, and don't you touch a hair on her head. I got my eye on you, better watch what you do. I'll make you wish that you were dead, boyfriends. Boyfriends. Boyfriends make me nervous. It's like circus, and I feel like a clown. Gotta walk a tightrope. Don't wanna be a dope. Don't wanna slip up and go falling down. Do I talk right? Am I dressed right? It's so hard to know when you're 14 to know what to do. When a boy looks too, if he looks at me, do I smile or do I scream? Boyfriends. There you go, Callie and Caroline. Oh my gosh, I just gave away who it was. All right, so I was in a band called the Naked Bacon Band with a gentleman named Lenny Cromer, wonderful musician, very talented artist. He builds the snowman for Burning Snowman every year. Great guy. So he has this song, he claimed it was the only original he ever wrote, called Good Looking. And I really, really liked it every time we played. And the thing was, years later, I moved away from Port Clinton, and I want to cover it, and I realized all I know is the chorus. So, being Steve Hall, of course, I just write my own verses. Okay, sorry, Len. So this would be sort of Good Looking by Lenny Cromer, additional words by Steve Hall, okay? I'm a good looking, all my friends are all good looking. My grandpa was good looking, my dogs are sure good looking. Well, my mama, she's good looking, and my daddy, he's good looking. Gotta be good looking when you're standing next to me. Well, when you look like me, it's hard to walk down the street. People turn their heads to look, crash their cars into a tree. Don't matter if they're young or old, the women won't leave me alone. They follow me everywhere, begging for locks of my hair. It's a wonder I ain't bald, I'm so good looking. I'm a good looking, all my friends are all good looking. My grandpa was good looking, my dogs are sure good looking. All my girlfriends were good looking, and my wife is damn good looking. Gotta be good looking when you're standing next to me. Well, in a public place, it's hard for me to feed my face. People watching my every move makes it hard for me to chew. And I cannot say enough about the person that I love. So interesting and witty, so humble and so pretty. I kiss myself in the mirror every day. I'm a good looking, all my friends are all good looking. My grandpa was good looking, my dogs are sure good looking. Well, my girlfriends were good looking, and my wife is damn good looking. Gotta be good looking when you're standing next to me. I said you're gonna be good looking when you're standing next to me. Good looking, Lenny Cromer. Additional words by Steve Hall. Well, one reason I wanted to do that song, I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't shaved since St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be like Santa Claus or ZZ Top now, any day now, but I'll still be good looking. All right. So a couple years ago, I went to one of my wife's coworkers. Take a drink. A couple years ago, one of my wife's coworkers had a birthday party at a bowling alley. And Trish said, hey, you ought to go. There'll be husbands and boyfriends there and whatnot. So I'm okay. So I go, and I'm the only guy there. at the party, all these women, and being relatively clueless, it takes me a long time to figure out why there are just women at the party. So I wrote this little song about a guy even more clueless than me. I went down to the bowling alley to bowl some stripes and spades. Thought I died and gone to heaven when I saw all the women there. There were cute. What kind of women were there, Steve? There were tall, willowy model types with bedroom eyes made to flirt. There were cute, outdoorsy types in jeans and flannel shirts. As the only guy in the place, I walked tall in my bowling shoes. I smiled, I winked, I flexed my arm, but the girls ignored my moves. Then I found out why when I approached two Jills. One kissed the other one right on the lips, telling me despite the thrills that girls like girls. At the lesbian bowling league, I said that girls like girls. They don't care for the male physique. A guy can be the greatest bowler in the world, but he ain't gonna score with these girls, cause girls like girls. I said that girls like girls. I said a do da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 do. Now I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but they didn't need to explain that the LBL on their shirts didn't stand for Los Baños Lavarions. That's kind of bathroom like brains in Spanish. The girls didn't care a whit for my bowl, and so I choked on every roll. I spent so much time in the gutter, should've hung curtains and called it home. Meanwhile, their pants kept going down, yeah, they knew how to bowl all right. I didn't have no use for my libido, it sure was a spare that night, yeah. Girls like girls at the lesbian bowling league. I said the girls like girls. They don't care for the male physique. The guy can be the greatest bowler in the world, but he ain't gonna score with these girls, cause girls like girls. I said the girls like girls. I said a do da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 do. One more time. I said do da do 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 da do 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 da do do do. Girls like girls, LBL as it's also known in the Steve Hall lexicon. So I want to tell a story. My brother-in-law Billy has inspired several of my songs. And this particular one was inspired by, he lived in this well-to-do neighborhood in Indianapolis. And this was some years ago when my nephew Kevin was much younger. And so he went to collect Kevin at the neighbor's house because he'd been over there playing with the kid. And he gets to the door and it's answered by the very attractive woman of the house who says, "Bill, I'm so glad you're here. You've got to see the home improvement we've had done." And Bill looks at his watch. He's a little pressed for time. He's thinking, "Oh, okay." So they go in the house. He's thinking they're going to go back to, they probably had the kitchen redone or something. One of those fancy things with all the pots and pans hanging down, in the center. But no, she starts going up the stairs. And he thinks, So he follows up the stairs. And he's thinking, by now he's thinking the master bathroom. Probably they had that redone. Could see it. They go down this hall. At the very end of the hall, there's this door, and Billy's pretty sure that's the master bedroom, right? And so they go up, and she opens the door, and she goes, isn't it fantastic? So Billy pokes his head in there, and he's looking, and he sees the bed, normal master bedroom stuff, the bed and chest of drawers and whatnot. But then over in the far corner, against the wall, there are these two mirrored panels coming up, right, in the corner. And then there's this raised wood platform, and then there's a gold stripper pole. So Billy, of course, said, that's amazing, and I got to get Kevin, get out of here. And, of course, I took that and turned it into a song about a guy who dates a stripper. And I must warn you, this one is an earwig, okay? I played at a folk festival in Michigan last year. For some reason, this was the song they remember. I don't know why. Here we go. You sit there in your high chair. Don't shake your baby bottle at me. Your mom's upstairs getting dressed. Quite a change from your normal routine. Do I feel guilty? I do not. It's not my fault that your mom's hot. It's not my fault how we met. I slipped 20 and I got a belt. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. Baby, gotta tell you, it was love at first sight. Though I couldn't see your mom's face, the way she moved, the way she danced, entranced every guy in the place. Is it so tragic? She dances for dollar bills, keeps you in Pampers, and me in a lot of cheap thrills. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. Your deadbeat daddy ran away. She had to put her assets on display. I promise you I'll make a happy home for the three of us and her stripper pole. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. I said, stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. Join me! Stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. Stripper mom, makes a living with no clothes on. I told you it was catchy. Okay. I think I have time for about 2 more songs. And you know what? That last song, whenever we get back to our normal lives, and like some of you are attending church, I'll give you $10 if you start singing that when you're sitting in the pew. Out loud. Just say. I'm a 19-year-old trapped in the body, 60-year-old man. My hairline's headed to me now, I already messed it up. You know, I just gotta say that this is a little nerve-wracking doing this. I can't see any of you, and we don't even know if the technology's working. You know, somebody on Mars might be watching this right now. Let me try again. I'm a 19-year-old trapped in the body of a 60-year-old man. I can still party all night if you don't keep me up past 10. Used to get excited by the hotties in the beer ads on TV. Now the moms selling cleaning products are looking good to me. I'm a 19-year-old trapped in the body of a 60-year-old man. My hairline's headed for Venus, my bottom towards Cyan. My drug of choice is probiotics. I wear those brown wingtips. Sometime in the 1980s, last time I was hip. I'm a 19-year-old trapped in the body of a 60-year-old guy. All the beer I've ever drunk gets reluctant to say goodbye. Doctor said to watch my weight, hey, it's out there for all to see. And the hair growing out of my ears is long enough to weep. Well, I was such a young skank, it's a blow to how now I live. Only consolation sure beats the alternative. I'm a 19-year-old trapped in the body of a 60-year-old chap. I used to charm the ladies. Hey, babe. How you doing? Now they look at me and laugh. People talk about wrapping. I think of Christmas gifts and M&M's. The candy melts in your house, not your hand is in. 19-year-old trapped in the body of a 60-year-old man. The sad part is I wrote that when I was in my 40s, so it's even more true now. Okay, so I have time for one last song, and this is another one of the songs that people requested. The backstory on the song quickly is, you know, we had Pope Benedict retired, and Pope Francis, you know, becomes head of the Catholic Church, and he's like kicking it, okay? He's out there, he's with the poor, he's, you know, spreading love and whatnot. I mean, he totally gets what the church is about, right? And so then I started feeling bad for Pope Benedict, because it's like, okay, who's going to remember you? You know, you're going to be like the drummer in the Beatles before Ringo Starr. Pete Best was that guy's name. So I thought, you know, Pope Benedict was a little bit strict, okay, but, you know, there must be some way to humanize him. And so I thought of this song. You may have heard Pope Benedict resign. Said he was too infirm at 85. I'm afraid that's not the whole story. If anyone is to blame, I'm afraid that I must claim full responsibility. 'Cause I was smoking dope with the Pope, smoking dope with the Pope, having a good time, we'll have it till. Smoking dope with the Pope, smoking dope with the Pope. For upon a, he's a swell guy. Out my window was the Pope mobile, the Pope himself behind the wheel. He said, come my son, let's go for a ride. Barely had I settled in till he said, my name is Benedict. I said, that's okay, Father, so have I. He said being head of the church was really a lot of work. All the cardinals trying to tell him what to do. He said he'd like to step back. He said he didn't know how to relax. I said, Father, I've got a solution for you. We pulled over, soon a puff of white smoke filled the sky. We weren't selecting a new pope, just getting the current one really high. Smoking dope with the Pope, smoking dope with the Pope, having a good time, we'll have it too. Smoking dope with the Pope, smoking dope with the Pope. I'm with the Holy See. See? Up and down of Bob Marley in full well. I tried to balance the Pope hat on my knee. I giggled saying the rosary, and Benny he learned to inhale. We got really hungry, stopped for snacks and some Cokes. The Pope learned not to eat Cheetos in that fancy white robe. Smoking dope with the Pope. Smoking dope with the Pope. Having a good time, we'll have him dope. Smoking dope with the Pope. Smoking dope with the Pope. You know, he's a guy that always has a grip. Soon the cops stopped us. Everything was hush hush. They took Benny away. I never saw him again. But I think back on that day, you know that Pope, he was A-OK. Gave new meaning to the term Most High. 'Cause I was smoking dope with the Pope. Smoking dope with the Pope. Having a good time, we'll have it dope. Smoking dope with the Pope. Smoking dope with the Pope. Rapana, he's a swell guy. Thank you. I'm Steve Hall. Thanks for watching. Hope this brought a little smile to your face. Take care of each other. Tell your loved ones you love them. And people you hate, just tell them you love them too. Okay? See you on the backside.